What is up, guys? Welcome back to episode. What is this? Episode 6? I should have asked this
Five?
beforehand. 5? Did we do? I think was Gears episode 5. I don't know, some episode, but it's this week's episode of
I
the
think
Bell of the Bell Pepper Team podcast. I'm Don,
I'm Corey.
I'm Shane.
and we are Bell Pepper Team, and you can find us at YouTube at Bell Pepper Team, Google Play, or Apple iTunes. And on any of those services, give us a like, subscribe to us. Just get us more, exposure so that we can continue doing this and maybe gain some more fans. Guys, we've gained a handful of subs. Our sub count is growing. So that's pretty cool. So keep it up. I think we gained subs since I mentioned that last week. So I'm going to keep mentioning it and hopefully we'll gain some more subs from you new listeners. So yeah, this week, as you can see, there's no Davis. So we're going to be doing kind of a little bit of a different thing. We're not necessarily going to be picking a game to talk about this week. We're just going to be talking about, since we're getting into like quarter 4 of the year, we're going to talk about games we're looking forward to in this final quarter of the year. And we're just going to talk about them, talk about what we think they're going to be, talk about how excited we are for them, and see how that goes. And that's going to be our mix with our rankings. So we're going to do like a 2-in-1. So this might be a short episode. This might be a long episode. We'll see. Who knows? So what have you two losers been doing? Play anything fun?
I picked up the Dark Pictures anthology, Man of Medan.
I don't know what that is.
That is, it's an awesome game. It's by the same creators of Until Dawn, which I believe if I remember correctly, I think it's Supermassive Games. But
Yes.
it's a horror, horror anthology. There's going to be multiple episodes. It's like all in the same universe, but not the same story. And
So how many episodes are out? Just one?
just one.
And I hear that
That was the
episode's
first
pretty
one.
disappointing
It was a really good.
compared
Good
to someone who's used to Until Dawn.
Better or worse than Blair Witch?
I think better.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I love Blair Witch. That was a fun game.
Okay.
But it's very similar to Until Dawn, where every choice you make, both affects your relationships with the other characters, and you can die in some pretty gnarly ways.
for sure.
But it was a good time. There's 5 endings, I guess. I only played through it once so far.
Are you going to play through it
But,
for all of them?
Yeah, and there's actually a mode, shared story mode, which is where you can actually play online with someone. And,
Interesting.
You each control like specific characters, and so
You can also do that co-op, like couch co-op. So
Yeah,
if there's 5
yeah.
characters, you can have 5 people playing different people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I definitely want to do that. Me and my brother are gonna be playing through it at some point.
For sure. Shane, have you been doing anything?
I have been finding out about some new roguelikes that are on their way out. So I've been getting myself prepared for boss battles and constantly restarting by playing The Binding of Isaac and trying to get better at Enter the Gungeon. And that also will help with Borderlands, I assume, since all of those boss fights are going to be new and exciting.
This is true. That is going to be factual. And we're going to hopefully play that soon. I have not really been playing any games.
You haven't even been playing WoW?
I've been playing a little bit of WoW. I was at a wedding this past weekend. That was fine. I drank a lot of free alcohol, which was cool.
I'm jealous.
Always good.
So that was nice. But
I'm going to a wedding soon.
that's true. You
That's
are
why
going to a
I'm
wedding
coming
soon. But yeah, I don't have too much interesting. So we're just going to kick right into the thick of it, and we're going to start with our news for the week. And it was a little more tight. I didn't find anything that was like super interesting, but I culminated and cultivated a couple interesting things at least here. Actually, before we get into news, because this is related to what I was going to talk about, we're going to actually finish up what we were talking about last week, and we're going to put a pin in our conversation about Gears 5. So since last week, us three played even more Gears. Shane played a good amount of it with us, but me and Corey played a bunch of it more. And we are going to actually give it our ratings and our final thoughts. So I'm going to start us off. Um, I think I really enjoyed it. The campaign was a whole bunch of fun, and it was a good co-op experience that was experienced differently through three different people. The major downside with it is its connectivity and glitchiness was outrageous. Basically, anytime that we launched the game, uh, it would be like I'd be falling through the earth for probably loading times took really long, and then when you load it in, you'd be falling through the earth for maybe about 10 seconds, and then you just pop in, and then it would be kind of glitchy for maybe 5 seconds, and then you'd be mostly fine. When the cutscenes maybe didn't work all the time, and sometimes it did work, and sometimes it didn't work. So functionality at the beginning of like when you're coming in was pretty low, but for the most part, other than that, I didn't experience any other issues with like the glitchiness. But that was like it was pretty bad. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Still, I thought it was a good game. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say it's a 78 out of 100 bell peppers is my ranking. So high C. It was a lot of fun for a good campaign, but it was pretty busted up at least right now, and that was on the PC port. It wasn't meant to be played on the PC. Maybe it played better on Xbox, and we would have probably maybe gotten a better ranking from that. But just the PC port specifically, and my experience, 78.
I can say that at least in terms of when I played with you guys, I had just the same amount of issues while playing on the Xbox. And
Okay, well then, Shane, let's hear your review of it.
yeah, so there's that. I did, but you guys are the only people I played with, and you were on PC, and I didn't host. You guys hosted, so I'm not 100% certain on how that would have gone. The multiplayer, which I played a lot more of than you guys did, has been able to fill that itch of I want a fun multiplayer shooter right now, but I don't want to play a battle royale, which is kind of hard to come across because I didn't want to play Black Ops because I don't care for the Black Ops franchise unless it's the zombies. So it was kind of indifferent about that. And Halo is Halo, which I pick up every now and then, play SWAT, love it, and then forget it exists. But this definitely was something that was fun. It was new because I'm not used to third-person shooters. It was enjoyable, especially since I was playing with Kyle and Devin recently, and we just had a blast, especially because Kyle is a mess at that game.
Nobody knows who Kyle and Devin is, Shane.
Yeah, that's fine. They don't need to. Either way, it's been played a lot by me at least. I'd give it like an 82 bell peppers out of 100.
Not bad.
It really helped scratch that itch.
Well, good. All right, Corey, round us off.
Yeah, it was very, very buggy. I mean, Shane, you know better than anyone. Whenever we would start up a level, 9 times out of 10, he would get kicked and just start loading in the middle of it, and then he'd have to. The only way we could continue is if he would just join us back up during the mission.
Sometimes I physically have to quit the game in order for me to be able to stay in the mission.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad. It's if you're gonna want to play this game with friends, and if you can't, it's bad. So, but granted, it was cross-platform. Shane was on the Xbox, we're on the PC. It is a PC port, so I don't know. All right, continue, Core.
Yeah, and but the gameplay, I loved it. It was a really fun game. It's really like everything I want in Gears. Just a good third-person cover shooter, and yeah, I don't know, like you guys covered the glitches, like all there was that one funny glitch where I wasn't moving, like my character wasn't actually no animations. All it was just doing was just standing still, gliding across the floor.
It's pretty nuts.
But,
the game did offer some cool like side missions, and like me and Corey spent like forever on just one level doing all the side missions in it, and it offered different enough options that it was cool. But I mean, like it wasn't like groundbreakingly different mission types. It was like similar stuff, just broken up into a fairly large map.
Yeah, and the maps were mostly empty though.
Yeah, in between the points where you were doing the missions, there wasn't much in between them. Like maybe one spot for that what a collectible would be at, but like it was pretty open.
Yeah.
So what's your rating?
I'll give it a 79, and then if they fix all the glitches, it can easily be like mid 80s.
Fair enough. Okay, so 78 changed at 82,
Yep.
and Corey said 89. Not bad. Very
79.
pretty. What did I say? 79. We're pretty agreed as far as where we stand on this game for the most part. And yeah, so on the topic of Gears, though, which this is probably pretty favorable of it, into our news segment, Gears 5 breaks the record as biggest launch for any Xbox Game Studios game this generation. So
out of about 3 games.
Yeah, it's not very
There
many.
wasn't a lot.
It's not very many, granted, but I mean, it's at least a shining example of what Xbox Game Studios can do. So, what are some Xbox Game Studios things? We got like
Crackdown, which launched horribly.
Oh yeah, people
That is
hated
a
that.
horrible game.
Was it really that bad?
Oh my god, dude, it was awful. Me just picking up a body broke Jim's game. It started glitching around, and just me picking up a body, it was miserable. Yeah. Like he was glitching through the floor, flying around. It was awful.
Yeah,
it also
I'd say
locks
that's not...
at 30 frames when you're playing multi co-op. It was not a good game. Single player though actually looks decent.
Other games that hold on.
Would you count Sea of Thieves?
Sea of
I would. Yeah, that's an Xbox Game Studio,
okay.
isn't it?
Okay. It was published, but Rare
made it.
Designed it. I don't know. Let me.
I don't think does Xbox Game Studio make games, or I thought they just published them.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I think they only do publish them. But so
because I know when that released, that was broken.
Let me see. It was broken, but it ended up turning into a very good game.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like with Gears, like if they fix those glitches, it'll easily be amazing.
So
it's amazing. It just
games published by Xbox Game Studios for this generation of the Xbox One. There's actually a fair list of them. I'm just gonna go over some of like the bigger ones. Dead Rising 3, the Forza games, Killer Instinct, the Zoo Tycoon, Rise. That was bundled with a bunch of systems. Master Chief Collection, Minecraft, Xbox One edition specifically, Sunset Overdrive. Here's actually an interesting thing. Did you know that Black Ops 3 was published by Microsoft Studios in Japan? Specifically for the Japan? That's really strange. Forza again, Halo 5 Guardians. So it did better than Halo 5, which is pretty interesting. At least.
Well, yeah, also you have to remember Halo came out early in the life cycle of the Xbox. This came out later. People probably didn't pick up Halo after they got an Xbox.
Everybody who's got an Xbox probably has Halo, and it's not like it's.
Also, are they combining Xbox sales and PC sales?
It just says this generation.
That's probably another thing that is helping it.
Yeah, they probably are. Yeah, but there's a lot of them. Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, Crackdown.
Well, State of Decay 2 was broken.
I played it and loved it.
State of Decay 2 is specifically the one that I was referring to. State of Decay 1 was super broken too. It was. Yeah. I remember State of Decay 1 coming out, and there being promises of it eventually being, like having a co-op, and it never did. Did the second one have co-op?
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, but good luck connecting. It's broken.
It's a lot better now, and there's more DLC and stuff, and it's on Game Pass.
It's better now. My brother and our friend, one of our friends, they tried playing it like last week.
I never had any problems with it.
Completely broken.
Me and Chris played it, and I never had any problems with it.
Well, that's good. But yeah, so
besides, I had bugs. I drove into a barn door by accident, and then my car got stuck in the barn door. and I just did flips inside the door. That was interesting. That happened to a lot of different objects too. There's definitely problems with it, but I didn't have online issues.
Nothing's perfect. But, I mean, Gears is doing good, which is cool for Gears. I mean, like, obviously Gears is like a juggernaut of the Xbox systems, but I mean, in like prior generation, when you think of Gears, you don't think like leading the system.
No, Halo
Yeah.
always does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Halo.
was Halo leading it, and then Gears was probably the second.
Yeah, but no, Gears is the baller for at least
I'm okay with that.
it was good.
Gears
It
is
was a
great.
good enough game. The next bit of news here. So you guys know the game, obviously, Death Stranding. It's going to release on PS4 November 8th, which is not out yet. That is the future, November 8th. Kojima is basically saying that sequels might as well just be necessary. So he's already saying that this game is going to have more games, and it's not even a game that's out yet.
I mean, it's Kojima.
It's not even a
No
game
one's
that anyone
surprised.
knows what it is.
Corey, you keep saying that, but there is a lot of information out on this game that you can get a pretty good picture of a lot of this stuff. You just need to you should really spend a lot of time just look into it. There's a lot of shit that you can garner from about this game
I have a
already.
general idea of what it is. I don't know how to describe it, but I have a general idea of plot.
There's a lot of stuff going on in this game, and it's interesting. But he has to have a bible of shit that he just wants to cover in this. He wants this to be his new Metal Gear, essentially. I'd imagine, and he wants to get all his actor friends and Guillermo del Toro's in this.
I want him to have a new Silent Hill. Call it
We
Quiet
all do.
Mountain.
Yeah, it's called Quiet Mountain. I don't think I want that because that sounds retarded.
Well, no, not that, but because of the PT thing.
No, yes, that I want new PT. But
Yeah.
I don't know if he's interested in that. I mean, I don't know because this is clearly his Metal Gear from
Yeah.
the trailers. This is
Yeah.
what this is, and since it's just his studio because I don't know who's publishing it, but if it is also his studio, but before when he had Kojima, he could do multiple projects. But if he wants to make this and he wants, or he's like, I want to make sequels of this game. He's not going to be able to make this game and then make a Silent Hill successor and then make the sequel to this. Or else we're not going to get a sequel for this for 10 years. And I don't necessarily know that he wants to do that because he's got to be getting older.
I think he's in his 40s.
Is he only in his 40s?
Yeah.
So if his Silent Hill successor takes 10 years and then this game takes 10 years, he'll be 60 before the sequel to this game comes out. And imagine this guy's probably I need 7 of these games.
I know he did, obviously Metal Gear Solid, but did he work on the original Metal Gear? 'Cause that came out in the 80s.
Oh no,
didn't it?
I was way off. He's 56.
Oh yeah, no, I knew he was up there.
He just looks so young.
He designed the original Metal Gear, yes.
Oh yeah.
He does look very young. They have very nice skin over there in Japan. But yeah, so he's basically saying that one game might not be enough to get all he wants out there for this Death Stranding series. So he's not sure if it'll be a series, but I very well could see it end up being a series, especially if it makes that money. If it makes money, I'm sure someone will want to jump on a big. I don't know. I don't even know if there's a big publisher on this or not. But
I think
if there's not,
I think it's PlayStation.
oh yeah, you're
It's
right.
an exclusive, so
Is it a timed exclusive or an exclusive exclusive?
I'm not sure about that. I just know it's coming out to PlayStation in November.
Yeah, November 8th. No, it is being published by Sony. So yeah, no, I'd imagine that if this does well, I don't know how the contracts work for these things, but I imagine that if it does well, Sony's going to be like, well, we want more because it'll be their next gen exclusive too. I'd imagine. But I don't know. I'll play this. I'll play this game probably. I don't know if I'll beat it, but if it can hold my attention and it's weird enough because I like weird games.
I played
I'd be down.
played a lot of Metal Gear, but the most recent one, but didn't beat it. But I got well into the game, and then I thought I was done, and then I wasn't, and then I was like, I don't have time to finish this.
Yeah, it was a weird game.
It's actually the Metal Gear that I played least of. I need to go back and finish it.
Our next bit of news here. Corey, you like RPGs. The first 3 Dragon Quest games are coming to the Switch on September 27th.
Awesome.
So you can play Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 before Dragon Quest, whatever the new one comes out, I guess.
I think it's like 11S.
Maybe.
I think, right?
So
yeah, I think it is. It's 11 Switch.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So.
Yeah.
As much as I enjoy RPGs and as much as I enjoy JRPGs too.
It's an old RPG.
Dragon Quest has never been a series that I've enjoyed.
But it looks like Dragon Ball Z, Shane. Or Dragon Ball.
That's fine. It can look at as much as that as it wants. It doesn't interest me. Still.
Akira Toriyama drew the stuff with his 2 hands.
I'd rather play Dragon Quest Builders than any of the other Dragon Quest games.
Of course you would, with your stupid slimes or whatever those are. Corey, are you going to get Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3?
Probably, yeah.
Get it for the Switch. Switch is an amazing system for all these
absolutely.
These dumb little games.
And if you want to support the Switch, make sure it keeps going.
Speaking of old games, the Sega Genesis Mini releasing September 19th. People like it. I've heard people are saying good things about it. I have a Sega Genesis, one of the older versions of the emulation box, essentially, that I got from, I don't remember, on Black Friday something. But this one has got way better games than the one that I got. And I guess it emulates things better. And yeah.
You said that's coming out this week.
September 19th. So
okay.
I forgot. Does it have Vector Man?
Let me look at those games. Corey, how many you have this, or you have a normal Genesis, right?
Yes.
I want to point out that the Switch Lite comes out on the 20th.
It does. It launches with the new Zelda game, or not new Zelda game, but
let's call it the new Zelda.
Corey, it does have Vector Man on it.
Yes. Love that.
It has a... All right, I'm going to go over these games very, very quickly because there's a long list of them, and I don't want to take too long. So here is the speed round of games on the Mini. Sonic the Hedgehog, Echo the Dolphin, Castlevania Bloodline, Space Harrier 2, Shining Force, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Toe Jam and Earl, Comic Zone, Altered Beast, Gunstar Heroes, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, Thunder Force 3, Super Fantasy Zone, Shinobi 3, Streets of Rage 2, Earthworm Jim, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Contra Hardcore, Landstalker, Mega Man The Wily Wars, Street Fighter 2 Special Championships Edition, Ghosts and Ghouls, Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, Beyond Oasis, Golden Axe, Fantasy Star 4, The End of the Millennium, Sonic the Hedgehog Spinball, Vector Man, Wonder Boy and Monster World, Tetris, Darius, Road Rash 2, Strider, Virtua Fighter 2, Alicia Dragoon, Kid Charmeleon, I said Charmeleon, it's Kid Chameleon, Monster World 4, Eternal Champions, Columns, Dynamite Heady, and Light Crusader. That is a lot of games.
That's a lot of games and a lot of solid, good games.
A lot of good games in the list. Better than the one that I have. And so, yeah, I mean, that's probably... Besides, I really like the lineup of the Super Nintendo Mini. I liked it probably more than the normal NES Mini. This might have the second best list of games behind the Super Nintendo Mini of all the mini consoles. Way better than PlayStation because PlayStation's lineup sucked, which is really disappointing. But it's pretty interesting. So it's got 42 games, which is double what the SNES Mini had, and I think the normal NES only had 20 or something. But it's pretty nice. It's got a special Sega Genesis Mini theme for its homepage, and each region where it was the Mega Drive in Japan or the the Genesis here, it's got different layouts for the stuff, and it looks different and cool. So no matter where you are, you'll get a different layout. And the controller's full size. It's not a smaller controller. But yeah, no, it looks like it might be something that's worth it, and it comes out in on the 19th. So, Corey, is this something you're gonna pick up, or are you cool with your old Genesis?
I may pick it up. I might. How much is it again?
Shane, do you, let me double check for you because I'm not 100% sure. Shane, do you give a shit about old games like this?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I can't. I can't.
But Toe Jam and Earl.
That as much as you say that, Corey, I still don't care if it looks like trash on my TV. I'm not going to enjoy it. I just can't get over that fact. Same thing with old movies. I can't get into them.
It's gonna be $80. And Shane,
Yes.
talking about looking like trash on your TV, it had some information about what it's gonna look like.
Oh. It'll still look like trash on my TV. My TV discolors things and for some reason makes things a lot.
Get a new
darker.
TV.
Yeah, it's your
Don't
TV's
blame
fault, not
everything
the
else.
system's fault.
No,
you
I mean
dingus.
that doesn't stop me. I will still play and just struggle to see things in the dark. That's fine.
But you buy a new TV.
I listen. It's a 4K TV. I got it fairly cheap. I'm gonna keep my TV for now.
Yeah, but if it's busted,
It's
why
not
are you...
busted. It works, and I can see everything works fine until like sometimes the shading's just weird because everything looks real dark except for a little bit of an area because for some reason the black level on my TV's all fucked up.
Whatever. Doesn't matter. You're not interested in this. You're a lame-o. And the next thing we got here, this came out of nowhere, and I didn't actually know this existed, but I did sign up for it right after I heard that it came out. So, Electronics Arts, EA, otherwise for you layman's, launched their surprise cloud gaming test, which is called Project Atlas. And it'll be streaming games for the next 2 weeks. And the games you can test streaming will be FIFA 19, Need for Speed Rivals, Titanfall 2, and Unravel.
For free?
For free. It's during their beta. I signed up for it. I haven't gotten the ability to play it yet. So it started from Monday of the past week, I believe. Yeah. Yes. Last Monday. And it runs for 2 weeks. And
So there's a week left.
There's a week left, basically, from the time of recording. And you're just testing their cloud streaming services with FIFA 19, Need for Speed Rivals, and Titanfall 2, and Unravel.
I would gladly test Titanfall 2 streams.
I'm sure that you wouldn't be able to play it very well. Because I'm sure your internet is not good enough to deal with the input lag.
I got I think 100 megs.
I don't know. It depends on a lot of things. It's all cloud. The whole cloud gaming deal
Yeah, cloud gaming's going
depends
to be
on a lot of
an
stuff.
interesting experiment for sure.
But
You pre-ordered Stadia, right?
I'm in on Stadia. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna get that when it comes out.
Give me like a 3-month access.
You could try the access. I signed up for this because I want to try this and see if this works. Because I wanted to see this as a test for Stadia to see how this ran on my internet and see. But I'll let you guys know if I get accepted for it and how it works. But if I can play any of these games, I'll probably try out like Titanfall 2 to see what the shooter's like, and just need some Need for Speed Rivals or something just to see what it's like. But no download, which is cool, and then you just play games immediately, probably. So we'll see. And then 2 more bits, I believe. Yes. Corey, you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the Apple Arcade that they announced a little while ago and they went more in depth on about?
I did not.
It's like Game Pass for Xbox, but it's Apple's version for your phone. So it's phone games, and it's a subscription service, and it launches September 19th, so it's coming out pretty soon. And for $4.99 a month, your entire family of users gets all these games. And Apple promised over 100 games will be available at launch, and they actually have some... I mean, they're phone games, but there are some interesting additions here. Now, Shane, you were talking about some of these earlier. Or you weren't talking about some of these earlier, but you were talking about Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah.
Well, Apple's got, what is it, Exit the Gungeon or Escape the Gungeon is one of their exclusives on it right now, at least. Let me see if...
I know nothing about that, but I would like to if I could ever actually get good at Enter the Gungeon.
I'll see if I can find all these things exactly, but They've got like Super Frogger, and Shinsekai Into the Depths. But there's a whole bunch of them. Let me look this up. Corey, would either of you, for that matter? I know Shane, you don't have an iPhone, but like if Google was like, that's the Google Pass with Google phone games. Do you guys give a shit about phone games enough to like do something like this?
No. If I gave a shit about phone games, I would run out of money quickly.
Like on my phone, the only games I have, Solitaire, and actually a few Sega games, Sonic, Altered Beast, Vector Man.
Okay, so it's Exit the Gungeon, which is it's made by Devolver Digital. It's in the same vein as Enter the Gungeon. There's a Rayman game called Rayman Mini. Let me just pick out some other big ones. Lego Brawls. There's a Lego game on here. Shantae and the Seven Sirens. So it's a Shantae game. I don't know if either of you guys played Shantae before.
No, the pirate game?
The pirate game.
Okay,
I haven't played it, but I do want to.
Frogger and Toy Town by Konami. There's a bunch of them on this list of different games that they're just giving out for $5 a month. You get access to all of them. But I mean, there's names on there. It's not like just games that you've never heard of. I mean, there's a lot of games that I've never heard of, but there's like publishers on there, like the people who made Don't Starve, Cly Entertainment. I see Capcom on here. Like I said, Devolver Digital. There's a couple of Devolver Digital games on here, but Konami. So, I mean, Apple's for $5.99 or $4.99 a month. Apple's coming out the gate. I can't foresee this doing well, but
I can definitely see some people getting it.
I mean, some people will definitely get it because there are diehard like Enter the Gungeon fans that imagine will want to play Exit the Gungeon, and if this is the only way to play it, they'll probably get it. Plus, it's cheap, but like I can't see it lasting. Like it just people play phone games, but they play free phone games, and then they pour microtransactions into it, and that's how they get their money.
That's what happened to Super Mario Run, and that's why it didn't work, because it was
this
a paid phone game.
Yeah, this is the reverse version. It's just like you pay first, and then you can get these games for free, which I imagine will still have microtransactions in them. I don't know for sure, but if you're trying to double dip, that might be like the straw that breaks the camel's back for people. But who knows? These are like it's $4.99 for a whole family. So like if mom or dad gets it, and then kids can play all these games for free, maybe that's like the demographic they're going for, and not necessarily people like us, where it's like I wouldn't buy it for just myself, or you wouldn't buy it for just yourself, but I don't have an iPhone anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's
on the flip side, Don, did you see that it's been leaked that Google Stadia will work with Android TV directly?
What do you mean?
Like there's going to be integration with Google Stadia in the Android TV platform. So like some TVs run Android TV as their smart platform.
My smart TVs are dumb, and mine comes with a Chromecast. So
okay, well,
yeah, and I have a Chromecast, and the bundle that I ordered comes with the like 4K Chromecast. So I'm going to get a new Chromecast. So that's what I'll be playing it on if I'm not playing it on my computer.
Do you have a 4K TV?
I do not.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to. I probably wouldn't be able to play any games in 4K anyway because of just like how the system is going to work. It'll probably be like 720 maybe, but I don't really care because I don't give a shit about that. And then our last bit of news here, Shane. This is a game that you wanted us to play, and I said no because I think it's stupid. But KFC is getting a dating sim game where you date Colonel Sanders.
Where you have to swoon Colonel Sanders. You don't date him. You have to earn the right to date him.
It will be free on Steam September 24th. So the day is swiftly approaching where you can try to bang the Colonel.
Absolutely having a gameplay video where Shane's playing that and we're just making fun of him.
I will not play this game. I will maybe watch this game.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to play it and we will watch him.
I will stream this game for you guys to be able to make fun of me, if you would like.
I don't give a shit about Senpai Sanders and all his fried chicken. I'm just going to eat his fried chicken. Developer Psyop. Shane, you talk about why you want to play this game, and I'm going to look up what other games they make.
Honestly, because it's just a dating sim about a mascot, a food mascot.
What other food mascots would you like to date?
I can't think of one, honestly.
Ronald McDonald.
No, let's not have a clown dating sim. That's already a thing, probably.
Most likely.
There's the Burger King guy, but also
What
there's
about
the
King?
guy with
He
the
had it.
giant head.
He also had games, and his games were actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you have one on the Xbox?
Yeah, there were. I had
had
the
all
racing
three.
one. There was Sneak King. What was the third one?
Bumper.
Oh yes.
Cars.
I don't know that
can't
I
remember the name of it.
don't know that I actually saw that one. Oh
Yeah,
my
Sneak
gosh.
King was awesome.
There's the PsyOp website is.
Odds are it only makes dating simulators.
It is probably because their website does not want to run and tell me all about their games. But yeah, it's gonna be just a dating sim game. I guess in 2018, KFC launched a gaming Twitter account called KFC Gaming.
Huh.
So they've been balls deep in this gaming for a little while now.
If I wanted any corporation, a food corporation, fast food corporation, let's go with that, to do anything related with gaming, it would be Arby's. Let's be honest.
Here's the full title for this game. It is called "I Love You, Colonel Sanders!" ! A finger-licking good dating simulator.
That's the most suggestive thing I have ever heard.
That's
Finger-licking
the best. That's the best title for a dating simulator I've heard in a long time.
But yeah, that's what we're getting. The world never asked for it. I mean, maybe someone asked for it. I
don't think
personally didn't ask for it.
I don't think anyone actually asked for it.
I ask for it every night.
Do you think he'll be like? There's no way he's naked, but like shirtless. We're gonna
yeah.
get like shirtless, ripped Colonel
Oh,
Sanders.
without-
Have you seen his character design? Of course.
I'm looking at an image of it right now, but he's completely
I
clothed
haven't,
with an
and I'm
apron on.
Too afraid to.
What are the
They made Colonel Sanders attractive.
what are the odds?
Is it Dolph Ziggler?
What are the odds? Focus. I'm just showing it to Corey right now. There he is.
Oh my god.
Do you think he gets like covered in like chicken grease, and then there's like and then it's like they're rubbing it all over him or something weird? I don't know.
No,
That's
that's
like I
hard to
said,
portray in a dating simulator. There's still pictures.
not interested in this game. All right, that's our news.
Yeah, let's move on.
I don't. Yeah. So we're going to talk about what we're looking forward for the rest of this year as far as games are concerned, and we'll have a little chats about them. And we're looking at a pretty good year at least as far as I'm concerned for games.
Pretty good rest of the year. Let's clarify. There's not much time left.
And I mean, we got like 3.5 months left, so we got about like a quarter of the year left. So this is the final quarter of the year. Beginning of next year is also looking really good too, but we're gonna keep it to the end of this year. So we're just gonna go off in. It's not necessarily in like a particular order of these games. We could save our favorites for last, but just the rest is just gonna be in whatever order you want. But I'm gonna go first. A game that I'm very much looking forward to, and it's coming out very soon, is Link's Awakening, the remaster. It has a very interesting art style, which the first time that I saw it, I was kind of like hesitant on it. I was like, whoa, I don't know how I feel about this. But the more I was just like, you know what? I don't really give a shit, actually, because I love Zelda games, and they always do a great job of, making good quality Zelda games. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take this game on my Switch, and I'm gonna play the hell out of it. The remake of the 1993 game for the Game Boy. So it could use a little spring up. I had never played this one before.
Me neither.
So it comes out on the 20th, and I think I'm going to play the shit out of it, and I'm very excited to play some old school style dungeon Zelda-ing. So that's my first game. All right, Shane, why don't you go?
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just stay with mainstream games right now. I'm gonna go with Modern Warfare.
I'm pretty excited for that one too. Also,
that's the I was talking about earlier. How I had an itch to play a online multiplayer shooter, and that's it. I don't want any of the special powers or any nonsense that Black Ops had. I don't want the mech suits that not Titanfall. Titanfall was great. That Infinite Warfare had. I just want a fun game. And the thing about this game is that's I'm kind of iffy about is they're really focusing on realism, and I think it was like at some point this week during the beta or whenever the last beta was that was like a closed beta or whatever. During one of the days, they finally added a minimap, but otherwise they had no intention to add a minimap unless there was a UAV in the air. And even then, with the minimap,
that's what the beta's for.
It didn't show gunfires or anything like most of the other games have. It just showed your teammates.
That's fair.
So it's gonna be interesting.
I'm gonna say one thing.
Yeah.
I watched some beta gameplay today just because I wanted to I don't have it's free on PlayStation, I think. Today, you could play it if you would want to download it on PlayStation 4. The open beta on PlayStation 4 is yesterday and today. But I didn't want to download it, so I just watched it on Twitch, and I'm like, you know what? This kind of feels like old Modern Warfare. And I'm like, obviously I didn't watch very much, and I didn't, but it was a little bit faster paced than the older games. But I'm like, I could get behind this.
There's a lot of new game modes apparently.
Do you know any of them?
I think one of them was called Cyber War or something like that. Where think search and destroy, except instead of a bomb, it's an EMP.
I love search.
And I know. And instead of immediately dying, you go down. You can be revived.
That's fine.
Yeah, no,
but
it sounds great.
If you die,
my biggest issue with
if you go down and die, are you out?
No, you know what? I believe so. If you go down and die, you're out. But you go down instead of going to the death screen, you start going to a bleed out screen.
That's fine. That's the same then. I have no issue with that.
I'm excited for that because my biggest issue was I would die immediately in search and I would just sit there bored out of my mind.
I like the one life in search. Is that all you got, Shane?
I'm also just mostly excited for the fact that I can shoot down score streaks again.
Give me some games, Shane.
Call of Duty.
What system are you gonna get this on, Shane?
Probably Xbox.
Well, Shane, I'm gonna get an Xbox. We're gonna play it together. We're gonna play it with all the friends. All right, awesome. Corey.
Oh God.
Corey's not gonna get that game.
You don't have to get it because you're a lame-o. But what's your game, Corey?
All right. I'll go with Jedi Fallen Order.
I'll cross that off my list.
Classic.
That game looks amazing. I was very happy with what they showed at E3. I mean, I've been wanting a good, Star Wars game, Jedi Star Wars game for a while, with actually lightsaber mechanics and stuff. Because the last one with I wasn't a big fan of Force Unleashed, so.
You didn't like Force Unleashed?
No, not really.
I like Force Unleashed.
Every time I played it, it was very glitchy. I don't know if it's just the copy I had or.
I don't remember. I played it forever ago, and I really enjoyed it when I played it.
I only played the second one, but still enjoyed it.
I don't know. Fallen Order takes place between Episode 3 and Revenge of the Sith, so we get some. There's been stuff. We've had stuff that movies that take place during this time. I mean, the new Solo movie took place during this time.
You said between Episode 3 and Revenge of the
Sith. I'm sorry.
Those are the same.
Episode 3 and New Hope.
Okay.
We've had a lot of things that take place during this time. A lot of the TV series we got 2 movies that took place during this time. It's not the time that I'm most thrilled for it to take place in, but either way, I'm it'll be fun still. I wish it would have explored other time frames in the series, but I don't really care as long as it's a good game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's like Shadow of Mordor or Star Wars. Which is probably what it will be.
Fair enough. I still really wish they would make a new KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, not the MMO.
I like the MMO too. MMO was fun.
I mean, it was fun, but I also just want a standalone single-player game.
My next game here, I'm gonna go with The Outer Worlds. Space Fallout, or not Fallout, or yeah, basically Space Fallout, baby. The trailer for it looks really sick. It's made by Obsidian, who they made Fallout New Vegas. It's just an RPG in space, and it's got the the humor of like a Fallout game. It really does look like a Fallout game in space. And I love the sci-fi aesthetic. Like I'm way more of a sci-fi guy than I am like of a fantasy guy. So I'm super looking forward to this. It's going to release October 25th. So we've got just over a month, like a month and 9 days before we can play this game. Single player. And it's like from the trailer, it looks like there's like different planets and different like societies you can join to have different experiences and stuff. I don't know if this can like if I do like this as much as Fallout. I hope that I get like multiple games in the series. Like I want branching storylines. I want a bunch of different like dialogue. I want it just basically make me laugh and just explore vast worlds. And I'm hoping that's what this game will give me. And I'm all in on this game. This is probably yes, it is the only new IP on my list, and I'm very excited for it. So
I hope I like it a lot better than I liked Fallout 4.
I really liked Fallout 4.
I really liked it too, but the DLC just didn't do anything for me. So I felt like I didn't get all of it, all as much as I did out of Fallout 3.
Yeah, Fallout 3 had some good DLC. All right, Shane, what's your next thing?
I'm gonna go with Death Stranding, which we were talking I think before we started, and how you guys have no idea what the game's even about. It's been very hard to try and follow and anything. But there's been a trailer that recently came out.
There's been a couple trailers.
Yeah, but this was like a few days ago.
Was it the really long one?
I believe so.
I think it was like 40 minutes of stuff, right?
I don't think that was the whole trailer, but yeah. But basically, I have a synopsis of the general plot for you to know.
Let's give the spiel.
Okay, Death Stranding is a story about trying to reconnect a world fractured in two. It's supposed to be on one side is the living world. They did not write that right.
Sure,
on one side is the living world. On the other is the beach where the dead are stranded. The black tide rolls over into our world, bringing with it terrible abyssal horrors and imbuing people with, like the man in the golden mask, with bizarre powers.
I think the man in the golden mask is the dude from the Bond movie. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Doesn't matter. Whatever.
And then there's more to that plot, but that's the general plot.
I mean, that's not really...
It gives you an idea of what the game's at least about.
Sure. But it's where the name comes from, too, Death Stranding. It has to do with when whales beach themselves or something. I don't know.
Yes.
There's a whale in Metal Gear 5, right?
Yeah.
It's all connected!
In the start, it's a giant flaming whale.
Yeah, maybe he's got a boner for whales, who knows. But yeah, I'm so intrigued by this game. Like, I'm intrigued by most of the things that he does because it's just so weird. It's like, what the fuck? And I'm playing it. And he's going to get my money. And I imagine it's going to sell like gangbusters because it's so weird and it's got like a bajillion. It's got like what is it? Mads Mikkelsen? Was that his name? And Guillermo del Toro and dude from Walking Dead. What's his name? Daryl. Was that Daryl in Walking Dead? I didn't watch.
Well, sure. Daryl, yeah, but I can't remember.
I don't know names.
Doesn't matter what his name was. And apparently, if you stare at his crotch long enough, he punches you in the face in the game. So that's awesome. That's cool. So don't stare at his crotch, or else he'll punch you in the face. All right, Corey, what's your next game?
I hope it's an achievement.
Oh, it might be.
Or trophy. My next game is Ni no Kuni, or Ni no Kuni, however you pronounce that. Wrath of the White Witch remastered. Because it's a JRPG that earlier when I looked at it, it got 85 on Metacritic. I've been wanting to play it for years. I've only played like an hour because it was on PS3 and I never actually had one. I had to play it on my brother's. But yeah, I've been wanting to play some more JRPGs because they are awesome. I love them. But this one, since it's getting remastered, I can finally play this, and then I can play the second one because I actually have it. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, good. I have little to no interest in that game. I'm sorry. I have no interest in that game.
Slight interest.
Right.
Not a game for me.
I looked into it and then I was like, it's not my kind of JRPG.
What's your kind of JRPG, Shane?
The
ones where you can date chicken kernels?
No, the ones with cute anime girls.
Of course. All right. My next pick. I'm gonna nab it up while it's still on the board. Even though we for this one we can do multiple ones, but we're kind of all chatting for each thing. But I'm gonna say Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm super excited for this game. It is
same.
Like when Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee came out. It was like dipping their toe into this new style of Pokemon games. But it was just like it was a very basic Pokemon game. But this one, it's like so open. It's like more 3D. There's way more shit that's going on. It's like a jam-packed game with all new Pokemon, or not all new Pokemon, but with a bunch of new Pokemon. The new versions of Pokemon. What's the region called? What is their name?
I can't remember. It's based on Europe. I can tell you that.
It is based on Europe, but like you get the different versions of them, like
wheezing or coughing, one or the other has like a chimney.
The Zigzagoon has got a new version. Yeah, it's cool. The wheezing and coughing looks like a bong.
Yeah, it does.
That's the meme these days that the children like. And then you can camp out with your Pokemon, and you can make curry with your Pokemon, which is just new evolutions of stuff in the game.
If Pokemon will teach me how to make curry, I will be happy.
Curry's gross, first off. It's not good.
I've never actually had it.
I mean, you might like it because you like everything, but I don't like curry. I think it smells disgusting and tastes worse. But yeah, give me Pokemon, put it in my veins. Speaking of which, Ash Ketchum's Pokemon champion now.
Yes, he is.
That's in the news. Why does he look so weird? Do you know? Did you not see that news, Corey?
No.
In the Sun and Moon anime, I guess he beat the Alolan Pokemon League, and was a Pokemon League champion in the Alolan region. So, but his character art looks fucking weird.
But did he catch them all?
Probably not.
Well then, he's a disappointment.
His goal was never to catch them all.
Yeah.
His goal was just to be Pokemon champion.
Well, gotta catch them all.
He never said
disappointment.
That. Oh well. So yeah.
I'm gonna stick on this because I am also very excited for Sword and Shield.
More power to you. Go.
How did you feel about Let's Go?
It was fine. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I had a good time playing it. It was just I always wanted a new Pokemon experience instead of just playing old Pokemon game with new-ish style.
I like. Did you like the catching mechanic to level up the Pokemon, or did you want to battle?
I wanted the battle, for sure. I didn't want to play Pokemon Go.
I found the catching mechanic of Let's Go. I enjoyed it a lot because it made it a lot faster to level up Pokemon.
Yeah, but I don't care. Just use party experience share.
Exactly.
Which that came in the newest game. You got experience share right off the bat. It wasn't something like you had to get. It was like by default you just do experience share. Which that was nuts.
What I'm just really excited for this because I'm thinking like this is the first real Pokemon game. It's not the remake. It's not like a different style of Pokemon game. It's the first real Pokemon game on the Switch. And look at what they did with the first Zelda game. It literally changed the whole franchise. So if they can just pull, I don't expect anything near that groundbreaking for the new Pokemon game. But if they can make it feel new and fresh instead of the same stale.
I had a great time with Sun and Moon though. So I mean, I didn't have any issues with it. I thought it was a great experience. Sun and Moon was pretty different too.
It was.
Pokemon's pretty good at adding with their mainline games, not like their spin-off games or side games or whatever. But their mainline games, they add at least something in each game that I'm like, this is intriguing enough for me to play the game. Like. X and Y was the reason that I got a 3DS because I didn't have a 3DS at the time. I was like, I want to play X. I want to play the new Pokemon game, so I bought a 3DS for X and Y. And I bet once the new Pokemon game comes out, people are going to be buying a Switch for whoever doesn't have a Switch because that's most people. they're going to buy a Switch so they can play this new Pokemon game, and it's gonna push units. Everyone will buy parents will buy the new small ass Switch lights for their kids, and they fucking look sick, but they're too small, and it'll just everyone buying those so they can play their Pokemans.
Can't get here fast enough.
It's weird. Like, I'm really excited for it, but at the same time, I know myself with Pokemon games. I usually play them for like 3 days and then just never touch it again.
Yeah, for everyone.
I don't know, because it's like the little time that I play, I love it, and it's so much fun. It's fucking Pokemon, but then I don't know, something can't keep my attention. So if they can change that in this, that'll be awesome.
I can't imagine. I mean, it's not going to be that groundbreakingly different, but you never know. November 15th, we'll get new Pokemon, and the world will know for sure if it'll hold your attention. Corey, what's your next game?
Let's see. I don't have many more, but
we might not be doing 5 each. We're just going to basically go until our lists end.
I really only have one left, and I had to save the best for last. Shenmue 3.
Okay.
I
Corey,
think that's all you need to say. We've heard you enough to talk about Shenmue enough.
This week's rendition of Corey's Jerk Off Shenmue Corner starts now. Corey, give your spiel about why Shenmue is going to be amazing.
I mean, honestly, I feel like it's going to be hot trash. But
it will undoubtedly be hot trash.
But I'm still so looking forward to it because, as you know, every single year for the past 18 years, I've been playing it both games through at least once a year, and to finally see how it ends, because it left on a huge cliffhanger. Finally, to see how it ends, I'm so excited for it. I remember when they announced it on Kickstarter, I started crying. At E3, I started crying. I'm so happy, so looking forward to this.
What are you most excited for about the game?
To kill Landy. Finally
kill Landy.
Get Landy. And avenge my father.
Okay, so for the record, Shenmue 3 raised $7.1 million, and that doesn't include whatever amount of money that Sony paid them, because Sony is their I think what is Sony helping them? I think Sony helped make it.
Them.
Yeah, they're funding them. But for the record, it only cost about $6 million to make an episode of Game of Thrones at the end of the season. So we could have made an episode of Game of Thrones for what it costs to make this shitty ass game. So
glorious.
Let's clarify.
It's not going to be glorious. This game. We'll see how bad this game is, and maybe we could. All right, Corey, that was your last game. Shane, let me give my last game because I only got one more. My last game is Luigi's Mansion 3. So another Switch game for me. That makes 3 Switch games on my list. I'm all in on the Switch. The Switch is making me very excited for the end of this year. So October 31st on Halloween. I love that Nintendo does really good with the timing of the releases. They're going to be like, hey, here's Halloween. Here's a spooky Luigi's Mansion 3 game. So it's like you have this hotel and with an open-ended levels structure, and you can go explore these different rooms, and it's similar to Mario Odyssey where there's different worlds and different rooms have different world styles. So it's you can have a beach room or this other room, and you just go around catching ghosts, and you could do multiplayer with Gooigi, so you could be your gooey self. And I really enjoyed Luigi's Mansion 1 for the GameCube. That was one of my favorite games on the GameCube. So give me Luigi's Mansion 3. Give me some more Switch gameplay on October 31st. So I'll have 15 days to beat it before Pokemon come out, and then I'll just have Pokemon until Animal Crossing comes out next year, and they'll play the shit out of Animal Crossing. But yeah, that's my last game. Shane, what is your last game if you have one?
My last game is going to be Children of Morta. That is a game that has recently came out on Steam, but is coming out on consoles. I think next month or November, one or the other. And so it's basically a action RPG roguelike where instead of having different classes, you have a whole family.
Are you saying roguelike or roguelite?
Honestly, I don't know anymore.
I thought the word was roguelite.
Let's go with roguelite.
But I could be wrong. It might be roguelike.
I thought it was roguelike.
I've only ever heard it said. I've never actually seen it written.
Yeah, the same.
Either way, instead of having different classes, you play as a family, and you play as each character of the family, and you can swap them out whenever. But their role is based on like the position of the family. Like the dad's basically the tank, the mom I think is like the healer or something like that, and it just looks fantastic.
It's definitely roguelite.
Okay.
Lite, not roguelike.
All right then.
Good to know. But I really enjoy that kind of gameplay where it's new every time you start a game, and it's just going to be different runs every time. I love that. That's really why I've played the fuck out of Binding of Isaac. So, but I want to also just give a quick mention to a game I literally found out before we started this. It's called Noita, I think. I don't know. Noita. Noita. Yeah. Which is coming to Steam in early access, like supposedly next week, and it's another roguelite that literally every single pixel in that game is simulated, which means you can destroy everything.
Okay.
Like even blood, you can kill enough enemies for their blood to pile up that you can swim in it.
Is it like a 8-bit game, like a 16-bit game?
Yeah, it looks 16-bit.
Okay, because there's no way this is like a
No,
quality of current day games, because that would be fucking nuts.
that would be devastating to all hardware.
Probably. But yeah, we got a good list of games we're looking forward to at the end of the year. That we basically covered all like the big games. I don't know that there's any that we necessarily missed on the list of games.
I mean, they are bringing Witcher 3 to Switch.
Let's not talk about that. It's not going to run great.
I don't give a shit. I didn't play The Witcher to begin with. There are other games, obviously, but I mean, those we definitely hit the big hitters that we're interested in. I'd imagine there are probably some that we didn't include, but I know very excited. Link's Awakening comes out in 4 days from the time recording, so I get at least a new game soon. After
we beat Borderlands.
After we beat Borderlands, we got Borderlands. So we'll see if it. Maybe I'll have some impressions of it for next week's episode, and then, I will have some impressions of it for next week's episode, so we'll see. But yeah, that's it for our what we're looking forward to this next year. Davis will be back next week. Shane, you'll be with us next week too?
Potentially. I will be coming back to Alabama that Monday.
Okay, Shane may or may not be with us next week, but we for sure have Davis back with us next week, and we'll be talking about Borderlands 3 probably. If Shane is here, for sure we'll be talking about Borderlands 3, and if Shane is not, we will probably still be talking about Borderlands 3.
I should be home by 8 o'clock, so we might just have to record later than normal. Who cares?
We'll make it work. So I've got 2 interesting facts of the week this week. In 2002, Animal Crossing came out, which the original Animal Crossing.
Yeet!
And then in 2003, Simpsons Hit and Run came out.
Hey!
Oh my
So
god,
we're at the anniversary of 2 very great games in 2 back-to-back years. Animal Crossing, we get a new one next year. I'm so fucking pumped. And Simpsons Hit and Run, let's get a remaster of that. I see that popping up all the time. Let's get a remaster of that game. I'll play shit on
that
it.
game was phenomenal.
You'd think that it couldn't happen, but we're getting a remaster of an old SpongeBob game coming out next year. So
you know what? Good point.
They also just remastered Deadly Premonition and announced a second one.
Well, Deadly Premonition is not an IP that's like somewhere else. Like Simpsons is a TV show.
Still, it's something that you would never expect to happen.
Yeah, but it's a video game and it's only a video game. Whereas the IP is wrapped up elsewhere. It's not like a video game intellectual property. So it's but we got SpongeBob, which is a TV show of an old game that they're remaking. So I think we're also getting the old Lion King and the old Aladdin games being remade, and those are old movie games that are coming back. So who knows? I want those games. But that's it. That's our episode. We made it through without Davis. We didn't need that sad sack in wherever he is,
Maine.
East Maine, looking at
Eating his
lighthouses.
lobster.
He's living it up in Maine.
He's got lighthouses rule, and he loves lighthouses. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week with some Borderlands.
Bye.
Peace.
Later.